My name is Freddy Paske and I served as an officer in the Light Dragoons, completing tours of Afghanistan and Bosnia during a 7-year period in the military. On leaving the army, I have since pursued a career as an artist and in 2022 had the honour of being the artist in residence during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. This is my story. So a career in the military was always inevitable for me. My father was in the Household Cavalry, and so he's from a long line of military men in the family. The earliest memories I have is drawing tanks and helicopters on pieces of paper. Absolutely obsessed, always in military fatigues from the local army surplus. And then at the age of 16, I had an opportunity to get an army scholarship, which enabled me to get some funding to go to university, and that set me on the journey of joining the army. I was always destined for the Household Cavalry, following my old man into his regiment and continuing a family tradition. And actually, I got to Sandhurst and found I was quite keen to carve my own line and leave my father's legacy and start my own, I guess. And so I really searched long and hard, and the Light Dragoons fitted exactly what I wanted to do within the army. I wanted to be a reconnaissance soldier. I wanted to be on light tanks. It also turned out that they were going on tour at the right time, so when I joined, I could be a troop leader on tour. Going from university straight into the military machine, as it were, in Sandhurst, was quite a shock to the system. You would start the day waking up at 5:30, everyone would be in a line in the corridor, and you had to down a litre of water as quickly as you could, and then you sung the national anthem. But I loved it and really I just threw my all into it and realised I was home, I was in a good place. Having the opportunity to serve on operations, I think, is one of the greatest opportunities a soldier or an officer can have. You desperately want to go and prove yourself and do the job you were trained to do. I always had a sketchbook with me, always sketching away, much to the amusement of the lads. And any small 5 minutes I could get, I'd be painting or creating a watercolour here and there. I guess I just drew what was around me. And a lot of it was the blokes on vehicles, kit and equipment. In Afghanistan, I had the opportunity to host a war artist, this amazing woman called Lynn Moore, who came out, and we had a great time. And when she came back to the UK and was starting to set up her exhibition, she very, very kindly got in touch with me and said, "Freddie, do you want to exhibit some of your sketches?" And so kind of scrabbled together some of the sketches from tour, framed them up, and was lucky enough to exhibit with her in London. I got a real urge and confidence to, I guess, try and make this into a career. So I switched fire, put the army to bed, as it were, and really concentrated on the art side of life. I approached the Household Cavalry and asked, "May I be your artist in residence for a year?" And the lovely colonel at the time actually was the one who recruited me at Sandhurst, so forgave my joining the Light Dragoons and said, "Yeah, of course, Freddie, come in." And so I had this great year following the Household Cavalry around. In 2021, I got invited back again to the Household Cavalry to be their artist in residence for the Platinum Jubilee. And as I was planning the year and planning the parades with the Household Cavalry, horses had become a prominent subject of mine. And so I approached the Royal Mews. They look after and manage the Windsor Greys, who are the fantastic horses that pull the Gold State coach. I said, "Yeah, artist in residence for the Household Cavalry, could I be your artist in residence at the Royal Mews?" And he goes, "Yeah, of course, it sounds great, but it's not my decision to make, it's the Queen's." And after a nerve-wracking week or so, he got in touch and said, "Look, Freddie, you'll be delighted to know that the Queen's approved your role." So speaking with Royal Communications, we came up with this term or kind of arching title, which was the artist in residence during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The collection comprised of 12 main paintings and sculptures. My proudest painting was the actual procession, so the gold coach. It's a huge painting, it's 2 meters wide. The colors took me ages to research and develop and test. So it probably took me kind of two months or so just to get to the starting point of painting this canvas. And then when it comes together and you finally got it and you step away and you step back, it's just it's kind of a tingly feeling. I'm definitely proud of my service. I feel it's a huge honour to be able to serve with the people I served with and go to the places I did. I don't necessarily see as what I did was anything special compared to what others did, but certainly I was hugely proud to be part of that institution and part of that environment. I think military charities are incredibly important to the military community. The Veterans Foundation, especially focusing on the smaller charities, is an important part of that machine. And a lot of these smaller charities focus on very niche areas, which are, in my eyes, equally important within the machine. And it's only through these charities that we can really work, make sure that the right help is going to the right people. Those who play the Veterans Lottery are doing a great thing. You're supporting veterans with the added bonus of being able to win some cash at the end of it. If you'd like to help British veterans, please play the Veterans Lottery.